This week, we've got fresh announcements from HIFONICS, the return of the Brutus amplifier. LINKSWELL with a brand new 2.0 version of the Lite series of source units. IDATALINK Maestro with a revised update on Red Key Chrysler vehicle compatibility. Memphis Audio delivers brand new Mojo gear. And King Boxes now offering accessories. This is CMA Live All Access, brought to you by SiriusXM and powered by the 12-volt dashboard. And it starts now. So for you old school cats out there, when I bring up the term HIFONICS Brutus, y'all know what I'm talking about. Now, HIFONICS has been hard at work revamping and breathing new energy into their line. And now with today's announcement, Brutus is back. But it's not only back, it's back bigger and better than ever. We go now to HIFONICS marketing manager, Rob Anderson, standing by. Rob, welcome to CMA Live. This is literally a big announcement for you guys.
Hey, Ben, it's great to be back here. And yes, big announcement today. Brutus is back, like you said, and we're super excited to get this out on the market and getting it into your vehicles.
All right, Rob. So first of all, beautiful looking amplifier just all out of the gate, super clean looking, very modern and with the times. Now, Brutus has been a name that's kind of been synonymous with like high output, lots of bass. So talk to us a little bit about what the mindset was behind reinventing and redesigning these Brutus amplifiers.
Of course, so obviously we have this amazing heritage with the, foundational line for Hyphonics. Brutus, it's got a reputation on the street. You're going to get a lot of power for your dollar and reliable power at that as well. And so, we go and we take all that feedback. We see what people are talking about. We hear about our products, and we make sure that we stay tied into the shops, our distributors, and even the consumers out there on what they feel about our product lines and how we can improve on everything. And so, all that collection, that paying attention, and our engineering team and our electrical engineering team has developed an amazing amplifier that is basically encapsulates everything Hyphonics and the ethos of Brutus. The BRL line is our best line ever.
All right, so let's dig into that a little bit. Let's first start with the breakout of the entire line. Now, from what I understand, this is a whole new revamp with a full model lineup. So I'm going to let you kind of break out what that is so we can learn a little bit more.
Sure. So the full line of Brutus BRL is a brand new line, full line, like you said. So 9 models total. We have 6 monoblocks going, starting from 1200 watts, going all the way up to a 6K, 6000 watts monoblocks, and then 3 4 channels starting at an 8, 12, and then 1600.4 setup. So basically, we have a model line amplifier for every kind of application. But the big talking point here is that Brutus is real power, real RMS power. Throw this on a dyno, throw this in your most insane setup, and it's absolutely going to hit numbers, perform, and obviously going to have that Brutus power from the gods strength behind it. A couple other talking points is that it's also a lot of feature packed stuff into the amplifier line. So a big talking point built into the logo, the illumination of the logo, we have a switch on the side, the M panel here, where you could turn it from just a constant blue LED that's, obviously iconically Hyphonics, but we could turn it to a VU meter mode where we could dial in our gains so we can utilize the amplifier's logo for tuning and dialing in our setup. And we can leave it on too. So that way, like, there's kind of a cool little wow factor. We could see it going from a green, yellow, orange, but obviously we want to avoid that red because that red's clipping. But it makes it easier from an install standpoint, or if we're trying to get more power at, say, a competition, if we're showing off to the buddies in the parking lot, we can easily do that, dial in the setup without hurting the setup as well. From that too, we have a lot of power here. We're talking about real power, real 6K power. What we have to talk about is the power management system and the protection circuit as well. So let's dive into the power management system. So everything from a stability standpoint, from the MCU detection to the pulse width modulated power supplies to the gate drive and the MOSFETs, everything is designed to work seamlessly together so that we could get the most performance out of the actual amplifier, and making sure that it's being maintained so that it's protecting itself as well while we're getting that high output. And then the protection circuit is a quadruple protection circuit that's over voltage, under voltage, thermal, and short protection. So from a standpoint here is that one, we're protecting your audio system, your vehicle, and then obviously the amplifier itself. So that way we can get the most out of it. So we're not going to put anything at risk here. And the best thing about it is that you're going to get that HIFONICS Brutus reliability that we're known for, right? Lowest return rates probably in the industry, single digits. I always like saying that. And most of those returns are always going to be, we test them, and it was probably just someone who was like, it wasn't the right size. But the best thing about this is that we're getting back to our roots here. We're about power from the gods, high output power, real numbers, real Brutus power, and it's in a beautiful package too. The engineering and design team made an amazing looking heatsink. Ben, while I got you guys here, I want to show off the inside of our 3000.1 BRL amplifier. So here you could see the awesome work that the HIFONICS engineering team has done. The PCB design, it's super efficient, obviously high output, but man, like, you know me, I'm a gearhead, so I want to see the guts and see what's going on. Don't do this. This avoids the warranty, but I'm giving you guys a sneak peek.
All right, guys, if you're just tuning in, this is HIFONICS relaunching, and I gotta say, this is a beautiful relaunch of the very popular and iconic Brutus series of amplifiers. Rob, thank you for taking the time to kind of talk us through some of the cool technologies like that built-in VU meter. I think that's really, really neat. Don't see that very often. Let's take a second, get a closer look at the inputs and outputs and kind of build quality. And the last thing about that, when it comes to the chassis, are all the models the same height so it'll really look good in the trunk?
Absolutely. So obviously we're all enthusiasts here. So we've built our own systems. We've built our own amp racks, especially like for sure I'm building a system around this line. But we made sure that all the heights of all the amplifiers within the line are the same size. So it's just above 2 inches. So like I think it's like 2 1/8. So that way we have a little bit of a low profile from like a high output standpoint, not like ultra low, but low enough where we could put that in a nice install, but then have uniformity so we could put a couple amplifiers next to each other and build out an easier amp rack and show it off well.
Okay, good. Let's take a closer look at those terminals.
Yep. So we got molded terminals here. So nice angled for easy installation. So when we put it into the vehicle, we're not going to be like sitting there and have to figure things out. Nickel plating on all of the inputs and outputs, and then an amazing, nice, dense mass heatsink here.
Hey,
so
listen,
all of
listen.
it from a power standpoint.
You're not gonna. I'm not gonna complain. I love a beefy heatsink. I mean, it.
Oh
First
yeah.
of all, they work. That's what they're there for. But I
Yep.
mean, it's an amp, man. Like it needs to look like an amp. I'm all about amps that look like amps. So good job on that as well.
Exactly, and the engineering team, and they've figured out, obviously, we wanna get as much heat sink, right, as we can so we can have that thermal, kind of dissipation, right? So, the nice thing about this line, we're getting that real power, no need for fans either, because we've
Oh.
designed the amplifier well enough where it's gonna be handling that from the heatsink standpoint.
Okay, so just real quick review. Brand new lineup, 9 different models, including 4 channels and monoblocks, all the same height. Built-in VU meter, guys, super cool. And of course, that patented HIFONICS circuit protection that protects the car, the sound system, the amp, and so on and so forth. Last question I have for you, Rob. What are we talking about as far as availability timelines, and where should people go to get more info?
So this will be up next week, all on hyphonics.com. The product pages are up there now, so go there, get educated. Stock will be there next week.
Hey, Paul here with SiriusXM, and I'd like to talk to you about attachment selling and why the SiriusXM product is one of the best things to add, especially since we don't trade dollars with any other category. I could go through all of this, but let's hear what some of our dealers have to say.
It's an easy add-on that takes, 10, 15 minutes if we're running an antenna, 1 minute if we've got an adapter to plug it into the factory SiriusXM antenna, and it's extra money. So, no brainer.
I present it to every customer because a lot of customers don't know what all they can do with Sirius. They don't know what all content they could have. It just makes too much sense not to sell it.
It creates a different customer loyalty and customer security when you explain to them why it's a better experience. Just gets them back in the door, and then the next car, they're already asking for it again. So it just keeps selling itself. It makes more sense.
Well, there you have it. You heard from our dealers. Just remember some of the best practices. Make sure you have one on display so you can demo it. Make sure you're taking advantage of our rewards program, because if you're not taking advantage of that, you're leaving even more money on the table. Make sure you got our POP up on display. And other than that, just make sure you're recommending it.
Now, it's no secret that LINKSWELL has been at the lead of the charge when it comes to looking for integration solutions for bigger screens in so many great platforms. They've become synonymous and very popular with their T-style radio. But the demand has increased, and people are looking for solutions maybe at a lower price point. Well, LINKSWELL answers the call by introducing the brand new Lite version 2 T-style radio. And to join us today is marketing manager Jonathan Detlefson. John, what can you tell us? Is this a brand new line of radios coming from LINKSWELL?
Yeah, man. So it's a new lineup. It's actually an upgraded lineup because we released the Lite version about a year and a half ago, trying to get that kind of more of an entry-level radio process going on. And well, between what we did then and what's there, we just figured, you know what, let's upgrade this lower line and keep it an entry level. So that's really what the Lite 2 is just coming out to be bigger and better than the Lite 1 while still keeping it in that entry-level realm.
You know, Jonathan, when you say entry level, I want to preface this with something. You know, there is no entry level when it comes to LINKSWELL radios. You guys, I mean, if you guys haven't already, shame on you if you haven't seen this already, but LINKSWELL radios are absolutely stacked with every imaginable option you can think of. You know, we've gone to in many, many other videos between the Play Store and the apps and all the integration and all that good stuff. But today we're specifically talking about a line, like you said, Jonathan, that kind of came out to kind of address that price point, right? What was the driving force behind top loading this new Lite 2 series with so many new features?
Well, honestly, man, it's just because I think we have a problem here at LINKSWELL where we just, you know, good enough is never good enough for us. Like that, like you said, like we can always decide, oh, let's not add this feature, let's not add that feature, and it'll lower the price, you know, start finding those nickels and dimes everywhere to kind of lower it. And we did that with the Lite 1, the original Lite 1. We went as low, as bare bones as we could, while still keeping what most people want, right? Like you want to be able to have RCA pre-outs, you want to be able to have all that stuff. But we just have this proclivity within us here at LINKSWELL to just want to keep adding more. And as we continue to grow our lineup, we actually, you know, as we're buying computer chips from different people, the more we buy, the better price we get, which means we can start to kind of find ways to move some of that other stuff in there. So really, it turned into, you know, we really thought the Lite 1 was going to do great, and it started to get some speed, and we just decided, well, what if we can make it a little bit more enticing, right? Just, you know, the price will go up just slightly, and we'll add a whole lot for that little bit of price. So we're just kind of figuring, you know what, we're already those guys that, you know, good enough isn't good enough, so let's just do it, you know.
Okay, so guys, if you're tuning in right now and you've been looking at a LINKSWELL radio and maybe the full T-style radio, you know, check the boxes of, you know, fitment, check the box of integration, but you're looking at the price like, I don't know if I need all those features. So now, Jonathan, break down for us exactly what the new upgrades for the new Lite 2 is getting.
Yeah, so the Lite 2, we were gonna give it just a smidgen more power so that we can open up the Play Store, because that was the big thing with the Lite 1, was we were going to kind of pick and choose some of the most popular apps that we've seen customers add to the system and preload those and make sure that we could guard the processor to make sure that the processor didn't get overran and have issues with it crashing. So what we did though is, like I said, with the just us growing as a company and being able to get resource a little bit better chips, we decided we'll give it a little bit more power and then reopen the Play Store. So Lite 2 gives back the Play Store to the customers, and in order for us to keep it in that mark, right, we still have your front rear sub RCA pre-outs. We still are going to do all of your CAN bus interfacing, so we're still going to have a plug and play install. So we're going to retain things like your backup camera, your steering wheel controls, your climate controls. All of that stuff is going to still be like, that's cookie cutter Every LINKSWELL radio pretty much is going to have those things. So we'll keep those. What you won't get in the Lite is like HDMI in or HDMI out. So like our the video card that we're using on the Lite 2 is a cheaper video card, which means we're not going to be able to do all the extra stuff like pulling video out or sending video back into it, which you would be able to do in one of the other T styles, 5, 6, or XL. As well, when it comes to the audio output, we don't have the digital output. So if anybody's wanting to build a really high-end sound system where they're going to use a DSP, we've got Toslink. We've got a Toslink on Gen 5, Gen 6, and XL. With the Lite, we don't have the Toslink. So if you're just a standard guy, you're just going to run a standard amplifier setup, well, the Lite would work for you. But if you're looking to build that whole sound out, then you would want to step up. So really, those are going to be the big things that are going to separate it. And then, of course, the SiriusXM is only going to be on our Generation 5. That's the only radio that we've got that's got that feature at this point. But with the Lite 2, you could actually download the app. And the other thing that you're going to lose without the Lite is you don't have the option for the SIM card. So Generation 6 and the XL have the option where you can put a SIM card into it and have internet all the time. With the Lite 2, it's going to stay only Wi-Fi rather than Wi-Fi and SIM like the higher end new T-Style is. So if you don't care about having SIM card, if you don't care to have Toslink, if you don't care to have HDMI, and really, hear me say this, we are giving you the Play Store, we are letting you download all these other apps and be doing these other things, but it is still a smaller processor. So if you think you're going to be downloading a lot of apps and running to do a lot of things, then I would tell you Lite is probably not in your realm. You don't buy a 4-cylinder to tow a trailer, you buy a V8. So if you're going to do something like that, then you're going to want to step up. But for you who aren't going to tow a trailer, not thinking of doing a whole lot of apps, the Lite 2 actually is a great option. And with coming out at a retail right there at $799, that's a phenomenal retail. And one last thing around that is the fact that we're giving you everything. So you're not having to get any third-party parts. So no kits, no harnesses, no nothing. All of that stuff's going to come in your kit. Really nice little setup. Dash looks good. It all fits in there nice. Like Ben said, if you haven't seen our stuff, you should really check it out. But ultimately, man, that's kind of what we did is we decided, okay, what features can we keep away? How do we tier this? And that's it. So if you want to be an audiophile and you want to do a lot of stuff, then jump up to the big ones. If not, man, that Lite 2 is going to be a phenomenal option for you. Phenomenal option. Wireless CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, all that good stuff that you want.
All right, if you guys are just tuning in, we're talking about a re-release of version 2 of the Lite version of the T-Style radios from LINKSWELL. Jonathan just walked through a couple of the differences, not only between the Lite as well as the regular T-Style, but also the differences between the old Lite version and this new Lite 2 version. Quick summary, no HDMI, no Toslink out, little bit slower processor, but in exchange, you are getting the Play Store back. So like Jonathan said, you know, be realistic. This will run a couple of key apps. I always like the Ring app on mine, but anyhow, that's just one example. And SiriusXM, okay, no antenna input, but you can do the app. All right, here's my question for you though.
Yeah.
One of the big draws for LINKSWELL radios, I think, are the two following things. Number one, the screen, right? Mm-hmm. It's a big screen. It's very, responsive, and it's got a high quality resolution. Is that the same between the Lite 2 and the upper level T-Style?
Yeah, we're using pretty much the exact same 12-inch screen. Yep. Same, at least same quality. It's a different it's a different screen, but
visually
it's the same high
you can't tell the difference. Okay, so that's a big
if
bonus.
side by side, you'd be fine.
So here's the deal. Here's my takeaway on this. Like, if you're a guy, you want to upgrade that teeny stock radio, you want that big screen look, you want that interface, you want to have some cool apps on there. You're not going to be building out a 17-channel, DSP system. Maybe you'll upgrade with a sub or something.
Yep.
This is a great option, especially at the price point you just said, Jonathan.
Yeah.
Lite 2, obviously winner. Okay, real quick before I let you go.
Yeah.
We can't talk about T-Style radios. We don't talk about applications.
Yeah.
Do you have the information on what applications this new T-Style Lite 2 has?
Yeah. So we're going to come out with most of what we already have. Some of the stuff we're still working through. But we're going to have for your 13, 14 F-150. We've got it for your 15 to 20 F-150 or 17 to 23, 24, depending which dash you get, Super Duty. We've got the 14 to 23 Mustang. We've got your 19 to 23 Ranger. We've got your 14 to 21, 22 Tundra, depending on which dash you end up with. The old school cool, good old Gen 2 Tacoma with the 05 to 15. We've got it for that as well. And then the Dodge Ram, so your 13 and a half up to 18, and then your 19 to 23. We've got those ones as well. And so anything else that we've got applications for will eventually come out in the light. We just got to do a little bit of bezel work, but yeah.
Well, this is what I'm hearing. You basically got all the most popular applications accounted for. And I think this is the message. If you're a dealer tuning in and you've been looking at LINKSWELL, right, and you're looking at the price per unit on those higher level T-style radios, you're like, maybe a little gun shy. But at this price point, yeah, you could look at having one of each in stock ready to go because, okay, we're losing a couple, features. But again, on the everyday install, when the people see that screen, touch it, feel it, play with it, it's kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah, no, I totally agree, and that's really kind of what we're hoping to hit is that guy, because we've said this so many times. We've got two customer bases. We've got the techie guy that wants all the stuff, and then we've got the guy that really just wants that 12-inch screen, CarPlay, maybe add the Ring app, a couple apps here and there. So for them, having a Maserati, if you're just going to drive in traffic, doesn't make sense, right? Go get a Prius.
Well,
so we decided.
Here's the crazy part, and we'll close on this, John. Like there's guys out there, let's say with the recent model Silverado, they just spent upwards of $50,000-$60,000 on a pickup truck. Meanwhile, they have a smaller vehicle at home that they're leasing for $200 a month that's got like a 12-inch screen in it. Like that is frustrating.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're not wrong.
That is so
You're not
frustrating.
Wrong. Yeah.
All right. Last but not least, what can we expect as far as availability? When can dealers get their hands on this, and where should people go to get more info?
Yeah. So the Link 2, we have them in stock, or they're on their way to us from our factory. So they are ready to get out there, and you could put one order in today and install it tomorrow if you wanted to. Best way to get a hold of us is to jump on the website. You can get us an email, but the website's www.linkswellinc.com. Of course, we have all the social medias, YouTube, all that stuff. You want to check us out, see some videos, message me, because I get to talk to all the people that message our social media. So, yeah. That's where we are, man. We're here. We're ready. Let's do it. Let's partner up. Let's make 2026 the year of Light 2.
Are you looking to boost your sales team's performance? Is your sales team struggling to find parts quickly? Well, the 12-volt dashboard has you covered. We give you every solution to every car with just one search. From speaker sizes to ANC locations, we are your one-stop shop when you need information on what's going to fit in your customer's vehicle. Just scan the QR code or email us at tkolar@the12volt dashboard to sign up today. The 12-volt dashboard, your salesperson's favorite tool.
When it comes to integration, obviously IDATALINK Maestro is going to be a go-to solution for so many shops. And with that comes a lot of great applications. Today, we're going to be talking about a specific one when it comes to the red key vehicles in the Chrysler lineup. Now, this is going to maybe shock you. We already had an application for this, but with the latest updates, I think Chrysler red key vehicle owners are going to be really, really happy. And to make them happy, we've got our special guest, Matt Yerger, joining us. Matt, what is the announcement here?
Yeah, so we have a new firmware that will be available for our CH3 platform, and it will allow vehicles like the SRT, the Hellcats, any of the red key vehicles that in Chrysler's lineup, where we were able to replace the radio before, you would lose all of the track features. And to some customers, this was just an unacceptable loss of features. So with our new firmware, you will be able to retain all of those features like the launch capabilities. And if you have the SRT button on the dash, we can automatically link to those pages.
All right. So just for clarity, Matt, Maestro already had the unit to be able to install a radio. But unfortunately, some of these features that you just mentioned, customers would have to sacrifice. And this is a new software. See, this is one of the brilliant things about the Maestro thing, right? Because you only buy the unit and you get to update with firmware. Imagine that. So just to be clear, now moving forward with this new firmware update, owners of red key Chrysler vehicles no longer lose any of the functionality. So how does that work? When you click on the SRT button, what exactly happens now?
It'll take you to our vehicle settings page where all of those features will be accessible from. And the great thing about this is if you have a customer that did replace their radio and they decided, you know what, I'll just deal without it. It's not great, but it is what it is. I need to replace my radio. Now you can just simply go in and update the firmware on their RR or RR2, and it will add all of this functionality at no cost. So because it's part of the firmware.
That is an amazing opportunity for you as a shop to call back that customer.
Absolutely.
That customer is going to be absolutely so happy that you called. You're going to give them that those features that, whether it was that important to them or not, here's a great opportunity to get that customer back in the store, right? And who knows where that could lead. Okay,
Yep.
Very, very cool. And that firmware is now available right now?
I don't know if it's 100%. I know we're doing in-field testing right now. So
okay.
If you're interested in doing some beta testing on it, you can reach out to us on Facebook and we can get you a firmware. I know it's very, very close.
Okay, so very cool. Stay tuned, guys. New firmware update that are going to unlock all the features that your customers wanted for the Chrysler Red Key vehicles. Now, just because you're talking about that doesn't mean that's all we're talking about. No. We have another announcement which is coming down the pipe when it comes to upgrading to a floating 10-inch screen in some of these vehicles. Matt, what can you tell us?
Yeah, so we have a kit for the Charger, Challenger, and the 300. It's called the CHA1. And it's a great kit. The only drawback to it is that in a lot of cases, you're taking out a factory 8-inch and you're putting in a 7-inch double din, and that has to be a shallow mount double din. So part of our Apex line, we will be releasing the CH1, the FL-CH1, which will now allow you to install a floating 10-inch JVC or Kenwood direct replacement radio into the Charger, Challenger, or 300. And if you're familiar with those vehicles and they just don't have a whole lot of depth. So if you've used our other Chrysler FL kits, then it mounts the chassis vertical, and then the screen actually attaches to the bracket, and then the whole assembly goes in to the dash. This will work the exact same way, allowing you to comfortably fit a 10-inch floating in these vehicles.
All right, so just in case you guys are taking notes and you want to be aware of what's coming down the pipe, this is a new Apex kit for the direct replacement radios from JVC and Kenwood, 10-inch model for Charger, Challenger, and 300. The model is called APX FLCH1. Matt, it seems like this is really progressing along. You guys obviously are working very hard at coming up with the solutions as promised. What are we talking about as far as timelines for this particular Apex kit?
It just went into production, so we should see it in 3 months, March timeframe, probably.
All right, so right when the show season goes. So
yep.
I'm sure you get a lot of questions when that comes around. Hey, Matt, thanks for coming in. Where can people stay tuned to all these great announcements as well as any firmware updates?
Just go to our website at IDATALINKMAESTRO.com.
It's time now for the 12-volt dashboard fit guide update.
Hey, it's David with the 12-volt dashboard here with another fit guide update. Today we're going to be talking about the remote start guide within the 12-volt dashboard's fit guide. This is going to help you and your team be prepared for all those incoming calls this winter season. Whether it's, do my touch handle stay active on my new car? Is my car going to die on door open? How long will the runtime last on my new Ford F-150? All of these questions can be answered without you having to leave your sales floor and going and bugging your installers. This is going to be all set up right as you look up your vehicle with just a few simple clicks of the screen. If you want to learn more information on how we can help you be the most profitable you can be this remote start season, go ahead and email us or go to our website with the link down below. Thanks for joining me on the Fit Guide update. Back to you, Ben.
Now, for you car audio lovers out there, you know that when it comes to Memphis Audio, Mojo is synonymous with the brand. So much, in fact, that Memphis Audio has recently introduced 2 new SKUs to add to the Mojo collection. To get more details, we go now to their infamous CEO, Nick LaMonaco. Nick, thanks for joining us. What can you tell us about these 2 new entries into the Mojo lineup?
Hey, Ben. Yeah, as you know, and probably every Memphis fan knows, when we have a good lineup, we typically get asked for more power and more SKUs in that lineup. So these 2 new SKUs are just a testament to what we always do and give you more of what you want.
Now, I remember not so long ago, you already had a lot of big additions to the Mojo lineup last winter, especially that limited edition stuff. I think that was just sold out so fast. So I'm interested to know, what are the 2 products that are being added to this already very popular Mojo lineup?
Well, first of all, in the Mojo Pro amp line, which is quickly becoming our probably second most popular amp line, not probably, it is a 2000 watt amp. So the MJP 2000.1. And there was a couple needs for this. We just launched the VIV subs this year. They're 1000 RMS. So we didn't really have a sub amp for two of those, and they're great subs. Plenty of people want to put two. So we really saw the need for a 2000 watt amp. And then obviously we're adding the second product we're talking about, which is 2000 RMS. So it was a perfect fit. And the Mojo Pro amps, I think they're so widely received as being awesome is because they do the power for a great price. They have all the variable crossovers you need, subsonic, low pass, and obviously comes with a bass knob. And for what they do, I mean, people just love them, especially for the price.
I'll tell you, I remember the first time you introduced these new Pro amps, wasn't that long ago. And I remember the first thought that came to mind. I think I told you, I said, wow, you went back to basics. Like these amps look old school. And then when I got a chance to hear them and talk to some of your dealers, they love them because they're simple, they're priced right, and they pound. So this is a new amplifier edition. It's called the MJP 2000.1. This is a monoblock 2000 watt amplifier. And as Nick said, ready to power, well, basically whatever sub you decide to go with. But while we're on the topic of subs, we had to add to the Mojo lineup as subs as well. Now, you guys already know this. I've said this a million times. That 8-inch Mojo sub is a little marvel, right? I mean, it is crazy what this little thing could do. So I'm very curious about the next entry into the Mojo lineup. What can you tell us?
Well, really, the Mojo 8, like you mentioned, the Mini Mojo is kind of like the start of the rebirth of the Mojo line. So the Mojo Pro subs live on their own, and they're great subs. But really, the Mojo is our flagship, and that 8 kind of started that rebirth. Earlier this year, we launched the 12, and the 12. I mean, that was the rebirth. Bright orange basket, huge power handling, huge look, and as soon as we launched the 12, all of our dealers were like, when is the 15 coming out? And you know, the 15s, they're definitely not growing in popularity whatsoever, but you still need that solid base of 15s, and what better to do it than in the Mojo line. So the Mojo 1512 is our newest entry, which it's the big brother to the Mojo 12. So you've got 2000 watt RMS handling, you've got a 4-inch aluminum voice coil, 300-ounce magnet, that bright Memphis orange basket, and as we're doing in virtually all our subs now, it includes the Flex technology. So you don't even need to worry about having the right sub.
So for those of you who don't know, and this is not the first time we talk about it, please explain what exactly Flex technology is and what the benefits are.
So Flex technology is our patented technology that no one else is doing it. So the cool thing is there's actually 3 voice coils in that 4-inch voice coil. And what those 3 voice coils allow us to do is we tweak it by moving a jumper over from one spot to another. That's all it is. It's completely dummy proof. You pull a jumper out of slot 1, you put it in slot 2, and it changes the impedance of that woofer from 1 to 2 ohm and right back again. So a lot of people have tried to do this in the past, but you've got a 1 dummy voice coil and it adds weight to the moving mass. Well, this uses all 3 voice coils all the time and is dead nuts 1 ohm or 2 ohm. You put the meter on the other side and you're going to see exact impedance that you want. Super cool and super simple to use.
I love that from a dealer perspective. You know, if you got customers that love the look, the sound, even the feel of the Mojo lineup, whether it's the 8, the 12, the 50, whatever it is, that right there helps you with your inventory. You do not need to keep a 1 ohm version, a dual voice. It's one SKU, right? That's what it is. All right, so let's review. Already popular Mojo lineup. Again, the legendary 8 that started it all. The amps that have been just awesome. You're adding to the amp lineup with a new model, MJP 2000.1. This is a Pro Series Mojo amplifier giving you 2,000 watts of power. And then also, if the 12s weren't enough, and I personally can't imagine how 12-inch Mojos can't be enough, but hey, I get it. 15-inch MJ1512 coming at you in the Mojo lineup. Did you say that was also 2,000 watts of power handling?
Yep, 2000 RMS.
Is this it? Are you done? Or is this Mojo line just, continuously to go growing organically here?
Well, I can say that, as you kind of mentioned at the beginning, the Mini Mojo 8 kind of started the rebirth of the Mojo line, being like that badass big woofer. So now the Mojo Mini 8's due for, maybe upgrade to match its big brothers. So
interesting.
That could be in the works down the line.
I just don't know if I want you to touch it. It's like it's so perfect already. I
Yeah,
can't even
well,
imagine what you're gonna if you were to do anything to it.
well, as always, just got to add more power, right? Make it
Because we
louder.
always need more power, folks. That's it. All right, we'll wrap this up right here. This is Memphis Audio expanding their very popular Mojo lineup with a new amplifier in the MJP 2000.1. It's a 2,000 watt mono amplifier in the Pro line, and of course the new MJ1512, which is a new Mojo 15-inch subwoofer featuring, of course, the flex variable impedance technology. Nick, when are these two items available, and where should people go to get more info?
Well, the MJP 2000 amplifier is available now, and the Mojo 15 probably the end of January, beginning of February. But all of that information can be found by going to memphiscaraudio.com.
C Outlook is dedicated to keeping the car audio and electronics industry informed on the latest issues, trends, and product releases. New feature stories posted daily. Visit coutlook.com for the latest industry news. All right, so we already know that one of the best suppliers when it comes to enclosures for subwoofers is King Boxes. And back at it again to expand to their offering is Jason O'Day, who is the Vice President of King Boxes, joining us now. Now, Jay, I understand that you guys are no longer only selling boxes or enclosures, but you're adding to the catalog. What are you doing now?
What's up, Ben? We're very honored that our boxes have been doing really good, and customers have been asking us, we want more. We want more accessories. So now, with that being said, we have amplifier kits in stock in OFC and CCA ready to ship.
You know, Jay, I got to say, it kind of makes sense, right? These guys are buying boxes from you. They love your boxes. Only makes sense if you can also provide some accessories. May as well include it in that shipment. So you mentioned here you have two different levels, right, of amp kits that are available. Let's first talk about what we'll call the entry level. What can you tell us about that?
So the entry level amp kit is CCA wire, copper clad aluminum. We offer it in a 4 gauge, 8, 4, and a 0 gauge. They all offer A&L fuse holders. It's a complete kit from power wire, ground wire, speaker wire, remote wire, fuse holder, all the little accessories to install it. And yeah, it's everything that you need.
Well, I saw the packaging before. If you don't mind, let's bring that packaging up real quick.
Yeah.
So it's nice. It's all packaged in the kit, ready to go. Delusional is the name. Do you have any of those parts in there that you can kind of just show us real quick what that looks like?
So let me show you what's in the kit. You have RCAs, nice little gold tips on these. They are oxygen free. The only thing in the CCA amp kit that is OFC is the RCAs. They're 17-foot long as well. Then they also come with A&L fuse holders. The A&L fuse holder does have our brand on the top. It is the screw-on type, so you just have to put the Allen wrench in to open it and close it. And it comes with an 150 amp fuse, and then it comes with 17-foot power wire, 3-foot ground, 25-foot speaker wire, 14 gauge, and 17-foot remote wire as well.
Well, Jay, from what you've shown me so far, I mean, it's everything you need, especially in an entry-level kit. The one thing I didn't see, are there terminals included in that kit as well?
Yeah, Ben. So we do come with terminals in there as well. Red and black, of course, for power and ground, and you get 2 in each bag.
Amazing. All right, so that's kind of like the entry-level kit. But what about for those guys that want a little bit better quality, want that pure copper? Do you have a solution for that?
Yeah, Ben. So we actually come out with a 4 gauge and a 0 gauge OFC oxygen-free copper complete kit as well. Most companies, you know, they don't put speaker wire or RCAs in their OFC kits. On the other hand, we do. We put everything in the kit for you. It's a complete kit, and hey, it's one of the best kits on the market right now. Has everything you need. It's 2 USA spec, and it's a great kit, and it's very heavy as well.
All right, guys, if you're just tuning in, talking with Jay Sam over at King Boxes, introducing a new line of amplifier installation kits. We just went through the 2 different options available in 8, 4, and 0 gauge, which is pretty cool. Talking about the regular CCA and now obviously the OFC full copper versions. I got to ask you, Jay, is this the beginning of something? Like, are we going to see more accessories, or what's available?
So, Ben, we honestly have wire spools, speaker wire spools, multi-conductor wire spools available in stock right now in 4 and 0 gauge, and in 12, 14, 16 gauge for the speaker wire spools. We also offer distribution blocks. We offer A&L fuse holders. We offer A&L fuses. We offer high-low converters with remote and without remote wire. And we're only expanding the accessory line, and we're expanding, man. We're ready to see what it holds.
Amazing, amazing. So, having said that, we're talking about those kits. So all those pieces that are in the kits are also available separately, I guess.
Correct.
Amazing, amazing. Okay, so brand new amplifier kits. Let's talk about price real quick, because this is going to be, a deciding factor for many. So let's talk about what is the price of the kit, for example, the CCA kit.
So the CCA amp kit, like the 4-gauge we have here, online it's $59.99. So
Nice.
very reasonably priced. And then you have the OFC pure copper, $109.99.
Amazing. So $100 basically, and you're getting top of the line, full copper, no problem.
Exactly.
Last question I have for you: what do dealers need to know? How can they get a hold of you, and when are these available?
So these are available now. Dealers can contact us at 256-547-9896 or visit us on our website and send us an email. And dealers, if you want to make money off accessories, our delusional wires is the go-to. And let's be honest, delusional. Customers are delusional for our wires.
There's an incredibly strong network of distributors across Canada, and today we're here at CMA Expo to speak with them and get a sense of how they feel about their partnership with SiriusXM.
SiriusXM helps connect our industry because we are reproducing music. We are delivering content in a different way. We deliver hard parts to consumer. They deliver us the content on those hard parts.
It's a great add-on for the head unit sale, and it's pretty much just a natural addition now to offer it to the customer after they purchase a new head unit for their car.
As a distributor of SiriusXM, we all benefit. As partners, they offer and bring to the table the love of music. We're all in this industry because ultimately we love music.
They've been a great partner, and they've actually created a lot of excitement again in the industry.
It really brings the whole industry together, and it's music-based. It's great. That's what we do. We sell music. They provide content. It's fabulous.
And that's a wrap on this week's edition of CMA Live All Access, presented by SiriusXM and powered by the 12-volt dashboard. Make sure to check out all our videos found at cmanetworks.com. I'm your host, Ben Wu. Until next time, we connect.
There's never been a better time to have SiriusXM, with over 150 channels in your vehicle. Your Platinum Plan offer includes more than ever before to enjoy online, on your phone, or at home. Create your own ad-free personalized stations powered by Pandora. Hear ad-free extra channels and enjoy favorite shows with SiriusXM Video on Demand. What you love is on